Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sean Dexter and I welcome you to the Mango Grove on this beautiful, beautiful, sunny, gorgeous day. Man, it's gorgeous outside. And hey, we have a lot to talk about today. I welcome you to the Mango Grove. We'll be talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Chainlink. So hey, I'm going to venture a guess and say it's going to be a longer video than usual. So buckle up and get ready. Let me take a sip of my drink. Oopsies. Alright, so today we'll be discussing Bitcoin. I will be giving you guys an update on the trade I took yesterday. If you guys missed yesterday's video, please go ahead and watch it. You guys will get to see how I construct a trade idea, the things I look at, how I look for my invalidation points, and how I lose a trade, right? So I did take a loss on that trade. I'll be giving you guys an update on that. But hey, if you missed that video, please go ahead and watch that. We'll also be talking about Ethereum. I did take a trade on Ethereum today, and we'll be giving you guys an update on my Chainlink BTC trend trade. Okay, so here we have the Mango dashboard, and again, we have released the new feature to all premium users. You have now the 4-hour, the 12-hour, the daily, the 2-day, the 4-day, the weekly time frames all available. And yeah, I do want to give a shout out to Tradeep Roy. Yes, that's his name. Shout out to Tradeep Roy. He mentioned in yesterday's video in the comments down below, he's like, Sean, Bitcoin switched long on the dashboard around 8 hours ago. So I think he was referring to the 4-hour time frame, and I completely missed that. I did not check the 4-hour time frame. Maybe I should have, because he said 8 hours, right? So I'm guessing the 4-hour time frame does make sense. So the 4-hour time frame was short just before that, and it switched long. So clearly I was trading against it. But I do also want to mention that, guys, you do not want to be trading the dashboard in isolation, right? You don't want to be looking at the dashboard and say, hey, it's saying long, so I'm going to go long. Hey, it's saying short, so I'm going to go short. No, you have to look at the holistic picture and look at everything else along with your trading system and use the dashboard as a confidence booster until you integrate it to your system. At least that's how I would do it, guys. Like, that's what I did even for the Vine, and the Vine is like my creation, and took me a while in front of you guys to fully incorporate it into my system, right? So what I'm imploring you guys to do over here is just be cautious, right? Be cautious, always. Risk management first. Okay, that being said, I clearly should not have, I was on the wrong side of the trade, and the dashboard was on the right side of the trade, right? So we'll be talking about that. And is there anything else I want to update you guys on the dashboard? No, essentially, yeah, the favorites feature is again also available. It's a request that we got a lot, a highly featured or wanted request rather, and we implemented it. We put it on top of our list and implemented it right away. So all you have to do now is click on the stars to favorite your favorite coins, and then you click on this star over here, and it'll show you only your favorited coins basically. All right, so let's start with Bitcoin. We'll start with the update on the trade before I talk about the hierarchy picture of what's going on. And what was my trade idea? Essentially, I was looking for a rejection of this trend line over here, but more so I was looking at this entire consolidation over here as a consolidation, and that we are likely not going to break just yet, and we are going to go down to the bottom of the range somewhere around 8,500, right? So clearly I was wrong on that. But if you guys go ahead and watch that video again, I started the trade idea with, where am I wrong on this, right? I didn't talk about profits just yet. Always look for where are you wrong first, right? And where was I wrong? I had two invalidation points. One, if we close a candle above this horizontal over here, 9,067. Remember, guys, you do not want to be relying on your diagonals. Even though I have the diagonal over there, it's for me to have a little bit more confidence in what's going on, for me to shape the idea psychologically, but I want to rely on something a little bit more objective so that I can get out of my trade very, very cleanly. You do not want to give yourself any reason to be like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna adjust a little bit, and you know that works. Because if I had done that, look at what would have happened, right? I would have gotten wrecked, and I see a lot of traders do that. And yeah, so that was one invalidation point. And the second validation point was if we took out this wick over here at around 9,221, that would have been the second reason I get out. Either or happening, I'm done. Now, of course, if the better scenario is us closing a candle above the horizontal over here without it getting all the way to the wick over there. But every now and then, guys, you got to have a backup plan in case you just see a massive candle, right? The massive candle came after, actually. So if you guys actually break down this candle over here, you're gonna see that right after we closed above, well, you don't need to break down the candle, you can see the wick right here, right? So this big huge candle over here, right after we closed above here, the market gave us a very nice exit around 9,079, right? I got out around 9,085, right? So you can be a little bit patient if you want, and the market will pull back a little bit and let you exit your trade. Now that's not going to happen all the time, right? So you don't want to be too greedy. Like, what if I'd waited for it to come all the way back down to my entry price? So my entry price was, I entered over here, right? And I entered around 9,070ish, 9,069. If I got greedy, I'm like, no, I want to get out break even. I want to get out break even. Look at whatever happened right after. Such a small loss would have turned into a massive loss, right? So what did I end up losing? Only like, I got around 9,085-ish. So $15. Of course, $15 per BTC that you are trading. But still, I just want to talk about the psychology over here that a lot of new traders fall into, that even I fell for, even Krisha fell for. We all make these mistakes. So don't feel bad if you're making these mistakes, guys. So let's talk about psychology here. What do traders end up doing? They look at this small loss over here, right? Let's say you have a 5 BTC trade on and you are losing around $10 on your trade per BTC, right? So like 5 BTC, $10 per BTC, that's $50, okay, $50. You're like, oh man, $50, that's a lot, man. Imagine the steak I can buy. I could take my girlfriend out and we could have 2 huge, massive burgers. Right? You're thinking about all of this in real life as to your loss. Yeah? You're personalizing your loss, because I don't see any other reason why $50, if you're losing $50 when you're putting on a 5 BTC trade, it shouldn't bother you, right? Because the flip side is, this is what happens, right? When if the trade went your way, okay, if the trade went your way, and it reached your target, and your rules are saying, you know what, you're supposed to take your profits over here. Now you have $200-ish or $250 per BTC. So now you have a $1,000 profit, but you're not thinking the same way. At this point, you're thinking, you know what? If it breaks, I can stand to win way more. What if this crashes all the way back down to 3,000? So now $1,000 is not enough. $1,000 of profit is not enough for you. But over here, $50 of a loss is significant for you, right? You need to flip that mentality, guys. Take the small losses, and then you let the big wins come. And then over here, you know what? It's fine if you want to take half your profits and let it ride for a potential big win. That's fine. I applaud that, because every now and then the market will give you a massive win, right? But you can't have the mindset where you are not willing to take a small loss, but when it's time to take a big profit, you're not willing to take that either, right? That's how traders end up wiping out their accounts, because they do not stick to their rules. Okay, so a little bit of a rant over there, but yeah, I think the psychology stuff is important, guys. And yeah, you know what, there's another thing I did want to talk about. Somebody messaged me yesterday, and referring to the video, right, he said this, he's like, Sean, you mentioned how simple all of this can be. And I do want to apologize for that statement, because I think I may have, it may have been perceived the wrong way, right? I said that to inspire confidence in you guys, but I think some of you guys may have gotten a little bit demotivated, right? Like losing motivation or disheartened, because this is what happened to him at the very least. I'm not taking any names over here, of course. He said that it's not coming easy to me. Right? It's coming easy to you. It's not coming easy to me. The things that you are saying, it so simply and so offhandedly. It's not coming easy to me. It's all so complicated. It's all so confusing to me. The things that you are seeing, I am not seeing. And that was basically the tone of the conversation. And I felt really bad, because I do not want to make it seem that I do not want to dishearten you guys, okay? The idea here is not to dishearten you guys. And I do want to talk about this a little bit. If I am giving you guys the impression that I am some crazy genius and it's coming really easy to me just because I'm smart, it's not, guys. I'm telling you, it's not because of that. It's because of one, I took it step by step. I learned the foundation concepts. I really sat down. I spent years of my time learning this stuff, right? But I took it step by step. And the reason it took me longer than it will take a lot of you is because I wasted a lot of time doing the wrong things, following the wrong people, right? Listening to some really bad advice. You guys won't have to make that mistake, hopefully. And I want to reference a situation that happened last night as well. Krisha and I were playing a game. I have a lot of experience playing this game, right? I have a lot of experience, like from years and years ago playing this game. She's never played this game before. And there was a scenario where she was really struggling to do something. Again, I'm in my office space and I'm playing over here, and she's in her office space and she's playing over there. And I'm watching her and I'm like wondering, what is she doing? And then it occurred to me that, damn, like I thought back to when I just started the game and I was struggling with that concept too, right? But at the time, it all comes so naturally to me that it didn't even occur to me that I should have explained it to her, right? But because I was able to like go up to her and be like, hey Krisha, this is what you need to do, blah blah blah. It was like, oh, okay, right? But and keep in mind, guys, Krisha is a good gamer, right? It's not like she's brand new to gaming, blah blah blah. She actually gives me for a run for my money in many games. She is a good gamer. It was just that game was new to her, right? So the point I'm trying to make over here is, don't let this dishearten you just because to me I'm drawing my lines fast, I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that very fast. Don't let that dishearten you and make you feel like you're stupid or anything. Do not. I also kept on that vein. I actually kept this ready. Let me go ahead and pull up Telegram. Is it here? Yeah, over here. So I want to show this message from Jojo to you guys. One, because this message really made me smile, made me feel really happy, and two, because the underlying message over here is very important and relevant to this conversation. So this is what she said. I've finally finished the trend analysis module. Mate, it's fucking brilliant. Okay, this is me patting myself on the back part. But Jojo is saying that. I'm not saying it. So she said, I finally finished the trend analysis module. Mate, it's fucking brilliant. The entire module so far has been beyond amazing. Okay, here. So this is the part I want to show you guys. As I was learning it, it was so simple and easy. And now when I look back to all the concepts, I know I understand how they all weave and interact with each other like a spider's web. I can't believe I learned it all. How the heck do I know all these complex ideas? It's kind of like learning to read as a kid, and now it's so part of you that you've forgotten you learned it. And it is so apt to what happened yesterday with, one, the game I was playing with Krisha, right? I'd forgotten that I went through the same struggle learning that concept. And two, with the guy who messaged me, right? He's looking at what I do that's coming naturally to me, and I make it out to seem like, oh, hey, it's so simple. But I went through a lot of struggle in the beginning too. I've just forgotten that I went through that struggle in the beginning, and I'm doing it every day, right, guys? So take it step by step. Like look at Jojo. Like a lot of times she posts some trade ideas, and I'm like, damn, she's come a long way, right? Because she learned it step by step. She did not get disheartened in the beginning. And I know she's not gonna mind if I say this, but she struggled too, right? She had her battles, and she fought through it. What I'm trying to say over here is, don't let anything or anyone dishearten you. You can do this, guys. You can do this. You do not need to be a genius. If you've played any games, guys, you can do this. Let me tell you that. And I'm gonna go off. Let me just take this out for a bit. Let me give me a sec. Okay, cool. Going back to what I was saying. If you guys have played any games in the past, you guys can trade, right? If you've been good at the game, you guys can definitely trade. Like, I used to play Dota, and Dota is in my opinion, Dota is one of the hardest games in the world, right? And because I had gotten to a proficient level at that game, it was really hard for me to find anything to fill that void, that Dota void. It was like, man, that's a hell of a game. And it was only until I found trading that I was able to actually let that game go, right? I was able to let that game go. But when I look back and watch some of my replays, right, from 5-6 years ago, even though it was me, I'm watching that, I'm like, how the hell did I do that? There's so much information that I had to process to be able to pull off that move, or to do this or to do that. My own behavior is baffling me and shocking me and making me feel disheartened to play the game again, right? But I have to shake that off if I do ever want to play the game again. I mean, I know I can get back to that level with the practice and exposure to the game, right? So Again, let's actually get back to the trading though. Now a lot of ranting today. All right, so back on over to the trade idea. Again, I was wrong if we saw a candle close right above this horizontal over here at around 9,072, or we took out this high over here. The reason I'm mentioning this again is because a lot of people would have been looking at, hey, what about this high over here, Sean? Why didn't you put your stop loss over here? At the beginning of the video, guys, I talk about how I'm expecting, that was part of my trade thesis, right? I'm expecting a wick into this area over here and then a candle close underneath. And we actually got that, right? We saw a wick right into that area over there, took out all those stops, and we closed underneath that horizontal. But like I said again, in the seed chat as well as in the growth chat, I said, this is so typical of Bitcoin. The close is not convincing enough for me. We're likely just going to rally from here, from over here. So what happens is both traders end up losing. The traders that put their stops over here, they get stopped out, and then they feel the FOMO because you closed right underneath, and then you put your position back in, right? This tends to happen. You get stopped out here, you put your position back in over here because we close underneath the horizontal that you're looking for, and then we close above and boom to the upside, right? So luckily, I did not fall victim to that. I had my stop somewhere around here, and my invalidation point was if we close a candle above here or if we take out this wick over here, right? So I was able to get out over here. Market gave us a nice opportunity to get out at around 9,077. I got out at 9,085, and look at what happens. Boom, right? And the idea over here is that yes, you were wrong on the direction, but you weren't wrong on how key that level was. You weren't wrong on how key that level was, right? So don't feel bad about losing the trade. It has nothing to do with you being a bad trader, guys. You took a trade at a really, really key pivot point, and you were proven right about the move, right? Now, these kind of trades also prove as a good area to take the flip side of the position, right? Now, I actually went to cook, but because I saw this candle close over here, usually I would have taken, okay, cool, we've cleared this range. There's a good long opportunity, and we go up to our next level of resistance, which was the monthly resistance, right over here, 9,377. We got rejected over here too, 9,377, and now we are consolidating right against it. Can Bitcoin break? But going back to the trade idea, let's say you missed it like I did yesterday, you do get another opportunity, right? Look at that, this trend line perfectly tested, guys, perfectly tested, and again you get the same trade to the upside, right? The markets can be generous to those who are patient and willing to follow their rules, right? Now, did I take this trade? No, I took the trade based on this on the Ethereum chart, because the Ethereum chart, I like the setup better, and we'll be talking about that when we get on over to Ethereum. Now, I do want to talk about this resistance over here. We already mentioned it or discussed this in our video from a couple days ago. Right over here, I should probably take off that ugly handwriting, it's ugly text. But yeah, we have resistance over here, 9,385 at the top side. Middle of the range is 7,700, and the bottom of the range 6,380ish, right? I can adjust this a little bit. It's right over there. Okay, cool. So we two videos ago, I went over how I came up with these levels. You guys can go ahead and watch it again. I don't want to spend too much time doing this. Not in today's video at the very least, because I want to talk about Ethereum and Chainlink as well. This video has already gone far longer than I wanted it to go in terms of the Bitcoin part, because of my long rant on psychology, etc. So why are these levels important? You're seeing them be respected over here, right? Candle closes, moved to the upside, got rejected, close underneath over here too. As soon as we close above, we respected the level for 2 months. We closed underneath, came back, tested it again to the top side, and where are we finding support? In the middle of the range, right? On these candle closes. And how do we find the middle of the range? Well, what do? We essentially first marked the top of the range, the bottom of the range, and then this is so simple, guys. It's not always this simple, but sometimes the charts will be generous to you, and it can be this simple. And you can see that in the middle, right over here, the tool that TradingView offers you right over here, measurement tool, draws a center line for you on your measurement, and it lined up perfectly with these key levels, right, where you're seeing Bitcoin respected very, very well. Now, here's how we are looking to play it, right? Based on how the monthly closes. If the monthly closes above this level, we can look for further upside. If the monthly gets rejected over here, the next major level is the middle of the range, around 7,800, 7,700. Now, we showed how that level is very, very key on the lower time frames as well. I believe the 2-day 21 EMA is still over there. 4-day levels will probably be there as well. But for now, let's stick to the monthly. If we break the monthly region over here, the mid region, then we can look for a move to the bottom. Now, some people are going to say, hey, you're definitely going to get a retest and down. No, it doesn't work that way. Markets don't always give you the perfect setup. So, but when they do, you take them, right? So if you do close underneath this level and we get the retest, boom, you can then take the trade if you haven't already on the break and take it to the downside. Some people like trading monthlies on a breakout, and that's completely fine. If you did that over here, you would have been rewarded, right? Yes, you had to sit through some down, the move going against you, but as a trend trader, you see the trend breaking, you enter the trade, right? Or you miss out on the trade going on without you. You have to make that choice and be okay with it. I either want a good entry, or I want to be part of the or I want to be part of the trend. What do you want more? You want a good entry and be part of the trend, or do you want to just be part of the trend? If you just want to be part of the trend, no matter what, you need to be okay with the trade moving against you, right? So the idea, the mindset as a trend trader and the mindset as a range trader is completely different. Yesterday, you guys see how in the video I took a very, very good, I won't say good, yeah, it was good position, but it was clinical in that it was so close to where I would be wrong, right? That's me playing it as a range trader. As a trend trader, I'm like, no, I want part of this move. I don't care where I enter. I'm going to enter as long as it's again, longer conversation. If you guys are in the seed program, risk management module targets all of this, how I position myself, right? Okay, so those are your monthly levels, guys. 9,360, very, very key over there. On the 4-hour, you can see that we are getting rejected, but we are consolidating against it too. So this is something I do want to talk about. You're seeing consolidation on the lower time frames against monthly resistance. Usually I would be like, you know what, guys, be cautious. And I still say be cautious, because people see something like this. They're like, we're spending so much time over here. Like all these 4-hour candles, all these 1-hour candles, even if it's a daily candle, many daily candles closing near this resistance on the monthly. You got to ask yourself though, this is the monthly resistance. How many monthly candles are we spending over here, right? If I'm looking for true consolidation on the monthly level, I'm looking for monthly candles spending time over here, not daily candles or 1-hour candles. Definitely not 1-hour candles or 4-hour candles. But now here's the thing. So far, people who have been playing the 4-hour time frame against these weekly levels, this was a weekly level, if I do remember. Yes, it was the weekly level. Playing the 4-hour time frame against these weekly levels, against these monthly levels, are being rewarded. As you can see, this was our monthly level 2 now that we marked it, right? 7,700, very, very key. Monthly, weekly, daily, and had a breakout pretty much on the 4-hour. I do believe it was on the daily too, but either way, it wasn't a breakout on the weekly, but you saw the continuation regardless. So people are being rewarded for impatience, you could say, or just playing the trend a little bit more aggressively. Either way, aggressive traders are being rewarded because they're sticking to the right side of the trend, right? If I had stuck to the right side of the trend on the lower time frames, I would have been rewarded too. I'm being cautious, I'm being prudent. As you guys know, I'm keeping a small position size on all my Bitcoin trades. I'm not taking any trend trades on Bitcoin. I'm looking for trend trades only on my altcoin pairings against Bitcoin, and USD pairings. I'm not too keen on any trend trades, regardless of whether it's an altcoin or not. So over here, as you can see, we did have an opportunity to rebuy the same area that we broke out from yesterday, the trade that I took to the downside and then broke to the upside. Same area, right? Same pivot point. So you can, the area you're wrong at was the area to be profitable off again. Remember from the video from 2 days ago, or it was yesterday, I quoted Jesse Livermore where he said, the best thing about being wrong is being profitable from being wrong, right? This is exactly that. You were wrong, but you were wrong in the key area that you can be profitable from being wrong, right? Being wrong in, I guess, Twitter as well, but YouTube is looked at as a bad thing, and it's not, guys. It's not. If you look at it as a bad thing, that's when you hold on to a loser, and you're sitting in your short from here, still at the price over here, right? Waiting for you to get a chance to get out break even. Well, you probably had a chance this morning. Yeah, you did. So let's go ahead and talk about why I didn't take this trade over here. This was a good trade. I woke up specifically in the morning to look for a trade opportunity like this. They tend to happen in the mornings, but what my early mornings at the very least. What I liked though was Ethereum, because I've been watching Ethereum, and the trade setup just looked a lot better on Ethereum. So right over here, we came down to a horizontal. So we're going on over to Ethereum, guys. FYI, I know I'm talking a little bit fast right now, just trying to get. Okay, you know what? I'll slow down. Sean, you have time. I expected today's video to be long. So we're going on over to Ethereum, and I'm going to talk about why I took the trade on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. essentially Bitcoin was a tempting trade, but on Ethereum I had a little bit more confidence in confluence going with for me, right? One, we had the horizontal over here, a daily level, as well as our weekly levels to 198.89. We also had the 10k in the 21 EMA, and Ethereum for the most part has been trending really well against these levels, right? Not so much, but hey, the 21 EMA and 10k is part of our play. You guys know, especially this one over here, right? This if you guys are on the C program, trading strategies module, trading the Wink would have been a good example or half example of this, right? But you guys can put them together to kind of get a play on this. That was a good win. So going back to what I was saying, I need a sip of water. Oh, man, talking a lot today. So yeah, because Ethereum just gave me a better trade setup, I liked it. Remember, USD pairing, I'm being a little bit more cautious, and I took the trade on Ethereum instead. If Bitcoin was going to bounce, Ethereum was likely to bounce too. Now, yes, Ethereum may not have bounced as much, but Ethereum recently has been very, very aggressive and has been playing off these levels well. Remember, right over here, we broke up and pushed all the way to the top of the range over here. And ever since we rejected the top of the range, we came to the bottom of the range. So it's clearly respecting these ranges that we drew like days ago, right? Or more than a week ago, I think. I am out of the trade though. I'm not sitting in this trade. I took my profits on the 10 SMA. So again, I'm being cautious on the USD pairing. So that's Ethereum. We can go ahead and talk about the weekly quickly. Should I? Let me just delete all these lines. Ethereum weekly, we are sitting against Kijun resistance. Now we're sitting right smack in the middle against the Tenkin and the Kijun. Sorry, the Tenkin over here and the Kijun over here. These are the kind of trades I do not like. I don't like to be in the middle of the range. And again, because we have 10 SMA and it's the USD pairing at the moment, I'm waiting for Bitcoin halving to be done with. I'll look for trend trades and more aggressive positions once that's all done against the USD pairing. Until then, I'd rather, if Bitcoin wants to go to the upside, I'd rather play the altcoin pairings to the downside, right? If I see a setup like that, and Chainlink was a good setup like that, like we took like a week ago now, still in it. But for now, Ethereum could come down, could go up, let it go without me. We have Kijun resistance. We still, again, guys, this is still a lower high, right? We have a high over here, and this high is not set in just yet. But if we do see a rejection, we and come to the downside over here, we are likely to we are going to confirm this as a lower high. Then what I want to see is a higher low compared to these guys over here. So if we do put in lower highs, either on a candle close or wick, higher lows on candle close or wick basis, after confirming this as a lower high, then in that case, Ethereum becomes a lot clearer for me. What I don't want to see, and even though this is bullish, what I don't want to see is just us go all the way up over here, guys, and then come down, because now the bulls have so much room to play with, and it makes the trade harder for us, right? Makes it harder to bottom fish. Now, yes, if you're an Ethereum holder, you just want that to happen, and I get it. I'm not an Ethereum holder, right? So I'm looking out for good trade setups to collect more Bitcoin, right? Not even collecting Chainlink, not yet. I'll let you guys know when I do start. Okay, so that's Ethereum on the weekly. We talked about Ethereum on the daily too. Let's talk about targets, right? Again, my target's already hit, but towards the upside, if you guys are looking for the targets, if we close above the 10 SMA over here, I'd be looking for our next move to at least 215, but likely gonna give a test to around 219, 220-ish region again. If we lose this area over here, guys, if we close underneath the 21 EMA and the 10kin, I'd be looking towards a 200 moving average. What I don't like is that the Kijun is making its way all the way down over here, but the 200 moving average will likely prove support for Ethereum on the daily time frame. Usually the 2-day 200 moving average works really well on Ethereum as well. Let's see where it is. There it is, right? So a lot of confluence on this level over here, seeing the bounce off it too. The Kijun, this is becoming tempting. If you do come down over here again, I'll take the trade again. I'll take the same trade again. I'll keep an eye on Bitcoin as well to see if it all confluences, but this is looking really good. Ethereum in the past has played really well off it. You guys have followed me on my Ethereum trend trades. You guys know the frustration I've had with this freaking 2-day 200 moving average right over here, right? Rejection. Remember, this was 2 days, right? 2 days. So each 2-day candle is you sitting for a long time. So 4 days, 6 days, 8 days, 10 days, 12 days, 14 days, finally 2 weeks later broke, retested, and then had the uptrust, right? So the 2-day 200 moving average on Ethereum has been really, really key, specifically the Ichimoku. If you guys are playing Ethereum, you want to be keeping an eye on the Ichimoku on Ethereum. I don't like this region over here. Don't like this region over here. Thin resistance, but the 200 moving average, Kijun, Tenkin underneath, all there as support. Okay, so that's Ethereum. Now we can go ahead and talk about Chainlink. Should we start with Chainlink USD or should we start with Chainlink BTC? I'm going to start with Chainlink BTC, even though I know you guys want me to start with Chainlink USD, and the reason is because, hey, Link BTC was the trade, guys. I don't want you guys to get too stuck on just trading the USD pairing, and because you guys are going to miss out on opportunity, all right? And this was it right over here. I was like, on this video, on this day rather, I came up to you guys and said, hey, I know a lot of you guys are looking at Chainlink USD, but I think the trade is on Chainlink BTC, and I think it's to the downside. And it was right over here where we had rejected the daily 21 EMA as well as the daily Tenkin right over there. I'll come back to the oscillators in a bit. Right over here. This is a really good trade option. Also, we close underneath, everything lined up. Okay, so let's go over it. Close underneath the daily 21 EMA. Close underneath the daily Tenkin. Also, this horizontal right over here. Let's go ahead and draw it crudely. Close underneath that as well. So that is a really powerful sign to me. A really good setup, and boom, right, straight to the downside. So yes, I did not take the Bitcoin long, but when you are shorting an altcoin that is giving you a good setup against Bitcoin, in a way you are longing Bitcoin, but you're also protecting yourself against the fact that Bitcoin goes down. Why? Because if Bitcoin goes down and the altcoin is showing weakness against Bitcoin anyways, the altcoin is likely to go down as well. Is it for sure? No, nothing is for sure, but you want to put the probability on your side, right? Because remember, if we had gone back to the dashboard at the time, if you guys do remember, it's not, of course, can't show it over here, but at the time, Link USD was showing bearish, was showing go short, and Link BTC was going short as well. So we are seeing weakness in Link, and that gave me my big first sign. But what do you short? Do you short the Link USD pairing, or do you short the Link BTC pairing? Well, then you'll go ahead and look at Bitcoin, right? And Bitcoin was saying, hey, go long. So Bitcoin, the dashboard, now that I think of it, nailed it all, man, nailed it all. When it flipped long for Bitcoin started having its big freaking trend to the upside, right? I didn't take that trade, right? But if I'm seeing Bitcoin is showing strength and Link USD is showing weakness, maybe I want to short the Link BTC pairing, because what does that give me? It gives me that, hey, if Bitcoin keeps going up, the weakness on Link is going to work in my favor, and Link BTC is going to probably have its move. I then pan on over to the Link BTC chart, see the setup. What do you know? Beautiful setup. And what's our move? What's our trade so far? A good 17% thus far. Now I have taken profits along the way. You guys are aware of that, and I'm likely going to take profits again somewhere around here right after this video, and I'll be explaining my mindset as to why. Let me go ahead and clear the chart. So we've had a really nice move to the downside, and if you switch on over to let's go on straight over to the weekly. This has been I'm going to hide the mango ribbon. And we've been watching this wedge to the upside, right? Essentially this trend line to the downside over here, and this rising trend line to the upside. Now you can look at it as a symmetrical triangle, or sorry, a rising wedge, or a ascending triangle like this. And I do think I've always leaned towards it being an ascending triangle, and it does match up. We actually did have a measured move right over here. The measured move was 55,706, and we were looking for this move around, like, it was a long time ago, somewhere around here. So let's say 147 days ago. So these trades take some while to play out, but they do play out. It hit our target pretty much on the dot, a little bit higher, right? And then ever since then, we've been seeing a rejection. But what we've also been seeing is a bounce off the top of this ascending triangle, right? Off this range over here, ascending triangle, rising wedge, whatever you guys want to call it. I know you guys prefer the rising wedge, but even Krisha likes the rising wedge and likes using the ascending, measured move off the rising wedge to the upside, but I don't like doing that. When I see a rising wedge, I like seeing it as a trend continuation, and I don't look for measured moves, right? But that's just me. I'll explain that on another video. But for now, let's stick to topic. We've been bouncing off this blue zone over here, these two yellow horizontals, for a while. Over here, we had a little bit of a scare where we closed 2 weekly candles underneath, and the key thing was for Chainlink to not break the lower trend line over here, because then what we'd be doing is essentially, there's my drawing tools again, be breaking out of the wedge, ascending triangle wedge, whatever you want to call it, testing it, trying again, breaking into it and out of it, right? But we didn't do that. We got that massive support over here. If we switch on over to the lower time frames, guys, this was where Bitcoin had Chainlink had a massive run against Bitcoin, and we moved all the way to the top of the range again. Now we're coming back to the bottom of the range, and I want to be a little bit more cautious over here again, because we bounced off this multiple times. We also have this rising trend line that Chainlink has so beautifully been respecting, and may turn into massive ascending. I was going to say ascending channel, but I don't think so, because it didn't get that high over here. For now, the trend on the weekly, you can just see it, guys. High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, right? Higher lows. And I don't want to be playing against a weekly trend that is still putting higher lows, right? Remember what we talk about every time over here at the Mango Grove. Yes, you can be playing a trend towards the downside, but always be cautious of the higher time frame trend stepping in and taking over, right? And the high time frame trend over here, guys, is to the upside, right? The weekly has been putting in higher lows against the Bitcoin pairing. So I'll be a little bit more cautious over here. I'll be looking to start taking profits closer and closer. If we go back on over to the daily, let me clear all of this out. By the way, I'm keeping this over here, guys, because that's our cup and handle that broke on with the upside. I want to keep reminding myself of how beautiful Chainlink trades, pattern within patterns, and we have to really respect how beautiful this chart is. So daily too, coming on over to the bottom of the range over here. Where is our 200 moving average? Coming in right over there. Look at this Kumo twist, guys. Look at this, right? This was another reason why we, if you guys remember the video with me and Krisha, when I took this trade, we talked about this Kumo twist, how it is likely to get sucked into it. So, well, we got sucked into it and we're breaking into it now. I am looking for support over here, guys. In fact, very tempted to turn long over here. If we get a 200 moving average test, I will be looking to turn long. Instead of just taking my profits, I might flip long, right? It's very tempting to fish for a higher low on the weekly over here. So I'll have to put some thought into that. But for now, this trade is going really well, and so far 18%. And I want to talk about this, right, guys? The reason I want to show, hey, look at that 18% win, I am so cool, is because it's not about, hey, I am so cool, I have an 18% win. It's about, if you keep following your trade setups over and over and again, if you do not let your losses bog you down by staying in the loss. Let's say I was staying in my trade yesterday on my, I was stubborn, okay, and I stayed on my Bitcoin trade. I refused to get out. No, I want to show everybody that I'm right. It's going to come down eventually. And then this morning, see, it's coming down, it's going to break, and I'm going to be right. I can come onto YouTube and tell everybody I was right. If I'd stayed in that trade, I'd be wasting all my time, all my mental effort and my energy trying to make this trade work for me by willing it to work for me, right? You can't will the market to do crap, guys. The market's going to do what it wants. You have a thesis, you have a probability. After that, it's all on the market. It's not on you. It's not on you, right? So you have a thesis, and as soon as it doesn't work, get the hell out and move on to the next opportunity, right? Because if I'm focusing on trying to make Bitcoin work when it's not even sitting in my perfect environment, halving, huge event, blah, 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 why bother? So make money elsewhere, right? Or sometimes just sit out and wait for when things are suitable for your trading environment. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We talked about Bitcoin, we talked about Ethereum, we talked about Chainlink. We haven't talked about Chainlink USD. Okay, so let's go ahead. Chainlink USD, before we wrap this up, I'm really tired. Chainlink USD is doing nothing, guys. It's just going sideways in this range. Yes, you can trade the top of this range, bottom of the range, top of the range, bottom of the range, until it does make a decision and break out. I'm not too interested. And remember what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Chainlink USD to make a move that is not, its move is not because of Bitcoin's move, right? Its move was independent of Bitcoin's move. So I want to see Chainlink move 8% to the upside if Bitcoin's moving 4%, or vice versa to the downside, right? I want to see Chainlink make an independent move. For now, it seems like it's being held up because Bitcoin is doing well. Because if you look at the past, like what, ever since 18th of April all the way to 7th of May, it's done nothing. It's just gone sideways. But that doesn't mean Chainlink is a bad asset or anything like that. Everybody's saying, oh, Chainlink isn't doing anything, it's laggy behind. No, I think Chainlink led this, came down to its pre-breakdown levels right over here, this breakdown level over here, and even the breakdown level is actually this blue zone over here. Okay, so it's come up to its pre-breakdown level and has started consolidating above it. Bitcoin only recently started doing that, all right? Only recently came up to its breakdown level. So Bitcoin is catching up to Chainlink. So don't don't let that, don't let people's ideas misguide you, because they're not looking at the big picture. So going back to Chainlink USD, if we do, we are underneath the 10kin over here. That's not a good look. Let's turn on the 21 EMA. If we close underneath the 21 EMA, the 10kin, as well as, should I move this horizontal up? Okay, if we close underneath the 10kin, the 21 EMA, as well as horizontal sitting at 355, guys, I have to say, I'd be looking for this move over here, all the way down to $2.92. Kijun, 200 moving average, that's what I'll be targeting. Does Chainlink lead again? Remember, Bitcoin is sitting against monthly resistance. Chainlink is not showing strength to me. Chainlink Bitcoin is going down, right? Bitcoin sitting against monthly resistance, or does Bitcoin give Chainlink that push to clear this resistance as well, of around $3.85, and then Chainlink see its continuation? Clearly over here, Chainlink is simply stagnating, right? It's staling. People are not coming in. Buyers are not coming in. You're seeing these lower highs over here kind of wane out in their strength. The slope is not as aggressive either. The 21 EMA is beginning to curl in. It's beginning to flatten out. You're seeing all of this. Again, I don't mean to dishearten you guys if I'm seeing things that you guys aren't seeing, blah, blah, blah. Take it step by step in time, the way, the kind of like my Dota example, right? Look back at how I used to play Dota, and I was seeing so much processing, so much information. To me, it baffles me even today. Well, in time, you guys are going to be able to look at the charts and see way more than me, right? A lot of guys in the Mango Seed, I'm telling you, these guys are going to surpass me. So after I got up my game, So, yeah, that's what I'm seeing with Chainlink, guys. If we do break this to the upside, $3.80, I'll be looking for around somewhere around, I had different horizontals. I had updated these horizontals, so let's go ahead and I'm going to remove this. No, I kept that there for a reason. Okay, yeah. So first $4.31, that's our weekly resistance level, but on the daily we could get all the way up to $4.50 and perhaps even to $4.90, right? So a lot of upside potential for Chainlink if it does break $3.85. Same story with Bitcoin. If it does break that 9,400 region, on the monthly though, I'm not trying to look at the lower time frames until the halving is done. You guys can do what you want. There are opportunities by all means, but we are seeing resistance there. You're seeing it, right? So Chainlink upside arm range is around $3.88. We can move this a little bit higher right over there, and lower side range is $3.54. If we lose 354, looking for 298. If we take out 391, I'll be looking towards this entire area over here where we're going to see volatility. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it for Chainlink, Bitcoin, Ethereum, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this long video. I will see you guys in the next one.